Definitions. Solo. So this is for the Introduction to Progressive Piano, Book A. Solo means to play by one's self. Definition means what does the word mean. So the word solo, write this down, to play by oneself. The word duet, D-U-E-T. Duet means two musicians playing together. Okay, and that's going to be different parts. Different parts. Two musicians playing together, different parts. So go ahead and write that down, please. So for instance, if you're playing on the piano and I'm playing on the violin, that's a duet. If you're playing on the piano and I'm playing on the piano and we're playing the same thing, that is not a duet. We wouldn't really be doing that, but we might be singing in choir. Singing in choir is called a chorus. If you're playing on the piano and I'm playing on the piano and we're playing different parts, that's called a duet. Duo means two. And then we have something called a trio. Alright, active word here. The active word here is two. Trio, T-R-I, tri means three. So we would have three musicians playing together different parts or different voices. And a voice can be either singing or an instrument. So that's a trio. It's difficult to see three musicians playing together different parts. I'll write that a little darker. And then we have a quartet. And a quartet is 4 musicians playing together. Different parts. That's a quartet. And then we have a quintet. And that's 5 musicians playing together at the same time. Different parts. After a quintet, we have a sextet. That's going to be 6. And I'll just write this little quote, meaning I'm going to quote what's above. And then we have a septet. And we have an octet. And after that, we pretty much just have a chamber ensemble, or a quartet, or a band. Not a quartet, or an orchestra, or a band. Not an orchestra, but orchestra would have 35 or more. So we have solo, to play by oneself. Duet is 2 musicians playing together. A trio is 3 musicians playing together. A quartet is 4 musicians playing together. A quintet is 5 musicians playing together. A sextet is 6 musicians playing together. A septet is 7 musicians playing together. And an octet is 8 musicians playing together. So we're preparing for book A. Book A has duets. You're going to be playing with your teacher, but you and your teacher will play different parts. You have to not allow your teacher's part to confuse you. You have to play your part against your teacher's part. Now there is something called rhythm. So this is in preparation for Progressive Piano Book A. Rhythm is the time element.
Am I supposed to be writing that?
Yeah, go ahead and write this down. Rhythm, write down everything that's on the board. Rhythm is the time element of music. R-H-Y-T-H-M, rhythm, kind of a strange word. The time element of music. In other words, rhythm means when do you play the note? When do you play the note? When does a musician play a note? That's rhythm. So if we have a staff, we have another staff. You already have these in your manuscript notebook paper, so you don't have to draw this. And then we create a bracket to create a grand staff, which is what the piano reads, a grand staff. Okay, we'll make a treble clef and a bass clef, or a G clef and an F clef. And let's say we put some notes up here. Bar line. So we have C, A, B, C. And let's say we do a dotted quarter note here. followed by an eighth note. So we have C, beat 2, E, D, E. It's going to sound like this. When we play those two together, if you play the top note and I play the bottom note, we have a duet. We have different rhythms. We're playing notes at different times. So the top staff is called a quarter note rhythm, and the bottom staff is a dotted quarter note rhythm. So we have a duet. Meaning we're playing two different things at the same time, two different musicians. If you just play both of these at the same time, which I can do, then I'm playing solo. That's what it sounds like together. You'll notice that I did not play the bass on beat 2. So here's the beats. I forgot to add my time signature. Let me add my time signature. For this top 4, which is red, is called the meter. M-E-T-E-R, meter. It tells you the number of beats per bar or measure. The bottom number in the time signature, don't worry about it. We don't need it. Just leave it. Top number tells you you have 4 beats in the measure, so 4 quarter notes here. Now you'll notice on beat 2, here's beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4. The top voice plays on beat 2, but the bottom voice does not play on beat 2. Let me get those beats in the picture here. So if I draw an alignment with beat 2, let's be over a little bit. Okay. The treble note plays on beat 2, but the second bass note is not on beat 2 and it's not on beat 3. It's in between beat 2 and beat 3. And we call that the backbeat, or the afterbeat, or the and of 2. Because we can write the word and in between each of these beats. 1 and 2 and 3 and, see them in the middle, 4 and. Don't forget that and after 4. After beat 4. Everybody always forgets the and after beat 4. They just end on beat 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's not like that. You have to say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So in book A we're going to be playing duets, and you have to be careful not to allow your part to be pulled into my part. So if the teacher's playing the bass, and you're supposed to do quarter notes, you can't allow your quarter note rhythm to get pulled into my dotted eighth note. That's not correct. They play at separate times. You come first, then I come, then we're back together. And that's called syncopation. Syncopation, we're not synchronized. So don't allow this quarter note to get pulled into the eighth note rhythm. What you do not want to play is a dotted quarter and then the eighth, so that we have the same rhythm, meaning we play at the same time. We do not want to do that. Any questions? Very well. Let's get started with Progressive Piano Book A. Jamaica Jive. There were 2 Progressive Piano Book A's, and the second edition, the author, Scott Turner, completely changed around all of the songs. So this applies to Jamaica Jive. Very well.